Welcome to another video. I wouldn't chew that. Make you wee in the middle of the night, mate. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that true? Dandelions make you wee in the middle of the night? I don't know. That's what my mum always told me. I went shopping today. Hey! I went down to Devon Bonsai. Went down to see Neil and that lot. And yeah, working hard considering it's Sunday. They're open on a Sunday. They are committed. They are committed when it comes to bonsai. I would have filmed some of it, but being that everything's still in kind of, dormancy, things are slowly wakening up, but nothing really worth showing on film. And also, the weather's bad here, but down there, my God, I got absolutely soaked, which was a good thing, because it stopped me wandering around the garden too much, which I would have inevitably bought a tree. I know I would have. But anyway, we didn't buy a tree, we bought a pot and a load of wire and some soil, the usual stuff for repotting this time of year. So that's the plan. We're going to get this into a different shaped pot. It's going to look totally different. This pot, as I say, is done really well, and it kind of suits it because of the heaviness of this dead wood. This pot doesn't look overly big, and these nice rounded shoulders and rim to this pot kind of suits the chunkiness and roundedness of the dead wood, and obviously being unglazed, kind of goes well with the colour of the trunk. So yeah, it's done its purpose, this pot, but I think it's time to reduce it. It was difficult to find a pot to suit this because it is an odd shaped tree. It is an odd shaped tree. Well, it's not odd, it's just off balanced, which when I designed it and when I put it together, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it off balanced. I wanted this flare, just for something different. Obviously the apex isn't above the nabari. The nabari's like here, so the apex is slightly off, but because of this extension on the deadwood, it kind of balances it out. It's very what I call Chinese style. Very flat and wide as opposed to Japanese style, I think anyway. So the pot I've chosen is actually a round pot. So we're going to bring this pot in. We'll move this one over. We'll move him over. That's the pot I've chosen. Now, it's quite a bit smaller. It's round, which it kind of didn't want a round pot when I was looking. I wanted an oval pot because obviously the design of the tree itself is oval. It's more wider than it is in depth. But I think because of these nice rounded imprints and these pointed edges as well, these pointed edges, it does go well with the deadwood. Obviously you've got these nice rounded parts on the deadwood, but you've also got this sharpness, a bit of a contrast really, which I think this pot kind of brings out. It is, yeah, you've got the nice elegant rounded parts, and then you've got the pointed parts. So we'll offer it up. This needs to come out of there anyway, regardless, because obviously these blooming weeds, these dandelions, and there's a bit of Irish moss in there and all sorts. It all needs kind of cleaning out. So the best thing to do is just take it out of the pot, have a good dig around, free it up a bit, see what the roots are doing, and then yeah, offer it up into this pot. I'm not to say this is a definite. It may go back into this pot. It may do. Maybe just bring it over slightly so he's not so heavy one side. But the aim is to get it into this rather attractive pot. That is the aim. My alarm's going off. So yeah, I won't bother filming it all. I'll put it on a time lapse because this takes a bit of time, because obviously this is balanced quite precariously with wires. I think there's a bracket in there holding it to the bottom of the pot. So I've got to be a little bit careful on how we take this out. But it's not going to be a problem, we just need to take our time doing it. So check out the time lapse and then we'll come back and then we'll have a look at the roots and see what we can do with it. Okay, roots have been kind of cleaned up a little bit, and I've sat it in there. I haven't done anything else to it. What I need to do is sort out this bracket, this metal bracket that the deadwood is screwed to. It's like a plate, but it needs a little trim on this plate just so I can bring it over a bit further in the pot. Can't remember what I used. I think it was a an old roof trussing plate or something. Galvanized, whatever it is, because it ain't rusted. Fixing plate, I think. Something like that. See it? Yeah, it's an old fixing plate. Pretty solid. Anyway, so now I can bring it over a bit further in the pot. Okay. So there's been a lot of titivating going on, mainly with that metal plate. So whatever I did with it, threw it away. So underneath this driftwood, or this deadwood, there's a metal plate. So the idea is that soil sits on top of it and underneath it, and that's what kind of secures it. Obviously there's wires in there as well. But this plate was too big, yeah, and it was catching the side of the pot, so I had to snip it. I had to snip quite a bit of this plate off, but that's not an issue. It was just a bit fiddly because I had to just go into the roots a little bit more. That's all the issue was, just having a bit more of a dig around. I didn't want to start hacking this metal plate out and then damage any roots. So that's kind of the position. I don't think it looks too bad, and it looks amazing if you ask me. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's our final position that we're going to end up in. I've already put a little bit of soil in here. Flipping cats have been in the bag, flicking it everywhere. I've already put a little bit of soil in there just so I could get it in the right level, at the right level, not in the right level. So there's already quite a bit of new soil in here. I'm just topping it up now and just working it in. As I say, this is, I'm using Pro Mix. Picked it up today from Devon Bonsai. It's good stuff, it is. And it's so much easier to work with when it's dry. It just fills all the voids a lot easier. I do love my recycled soil. But there are times where you do appreciate fresh soil. Right, let's have a tidy up. Wash all this. Right, I think we're there. Looks alright, I think. I am going to have to tie this down though. I've just been out and watered this with the hose pipe. Not that I needed to, because the amount of rain that's coming down, and it's really windy. And yeah, I got a feeling, I mean, because it's only got 3 feet on this pot, it's a bit better now. There's a bit of weight in there, but it doesn't take a lot for it to tip. I might put some moss on it. Don't know yet. At the minute it's looking nice and clean. I banked the soil up as high as I could because I want more weight in that pot. I could have done it quite level, but I thought the theory is the more soil in there, the more stable it'll be. So I think if I add moss it'd be too high, and I quite like this clean line underneath. But yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.